What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Darku, and today we're going to be making our perfect Gliscor. So it's going to have a hidden ability, all the egg moves, and the perfect IVs that we want for a Gliscor. Alright, so first things first, we're going to need a Gligar or a Gliscor with a HA already. So we're going to type in Gly and then go to advanced search, and the hidden ability we're going to have it as yes. We're going to search for that and see how much we can get the cheapest one for. So as you can see, the cheapest one currently is around 72,000, which is absolutely crazy, and the cheapest female is 78k. So what we can do is, because I already have something for this, we can just chuck on the 70, let's say 72k at the end of this video, so we know the price of the full build if you were doing this from scratch. I'm actually going to go ahead and ruin one of my own alphas that I've caught. So although it hurts to do this, we're actually going to break this Gligar and just destroy all of its IVs to make sure that we can get all the egg moves and the perfect IVs across the board. Just to clarify, what we're actually going for is 31 HP, attack, defense, special defense, and speed, and we're going to try and get 0 special attack as well. The egg moves we're going to be trying to learn is Feint, Wing Attack, Power Trick, and Night Slash. Now we may never ever use these egg moves, but it's nice to get the perfect mon and have all the egg moves built on it as well. So again, we're already starting off with a Gligar who has a hidden ability, so we don't have to pay anything for that, but we will put the 72,000 at the end of the price tag, just in case you also have to buy yours. So here's where it gets interesting. Its egg moves is Feint, Night Slash, Power Trick, and Wing Attack. Now the fun thing about this is Feint can be learned by Heracross, Cypher, Flygon, and Trapinch. Wing Attack, you could learn it by getting it off of a Cypher or a Yanma, and Power Trick is by Shuckle. Night Slash can also be learnt by Heracross, Cypher, Drapion, Gliscor, Kricketune, Scorpy, and Yanmega. Now the reason why Gliscor is in there is because you could breed the egg move over without ever evolving Gligar into a Gliscor, but obviously we're going to end up with a Gliscor at the end, so we don't need to worry about Night Slash being an egg move. We can just do Power Trick, Wing Attack, and Feint. Now we've already established that Feint and Wing Attack can both be done by a Cypher, but Power Trick needs to be by a Shuckle. So here we go, we're looking for the gender of male, and we're going for has move Wing Attack, and we've typed in Scythe because we're looking for a Cypher, and you know, luck have it, 2,500 for this Cypher right here, which looks terrible because it has 0 IVs, but as I've said before, we want that 0 special attack, so we actually want this. Plus, on the move list, you can see it's got Wing Attack and Feint in one, so we can just do both of them in one go. This is quite a lucky thing here, as long as we can still snipe it. There we go, so now we've got the Cypher, and again, it looks bad because of the IVs, but we actually really do want the special attack. So we've ran into our first problem here, which is that there is no Shuckles on the GTL at all with the move Power Trick. So if we take Power Trick away and just click on a Shuckle to find out how it learns it, you'll realise that Power Trick is actually learnt at level 55. So we have to try and get a Shuckle to level 55 before breeding it with our Gligar. Whoa, what a snipe! Level 40 for like 3k! Hell yeah, buddy! You're coming with me. Alright, I'm back, ladies and gents. So we got our Gligar ready, obviously that we're going to ruin, and I'm so sorry, Gligar, I'm so sorry. But we got our Cypher here, who has the Wing Attack and the Feint, which is 2 of 3 egg moves, and we have Power Trick on the Shuckle, which I just chucked some XP candies on. Obviously, we sniped it for a lucky, I think it was like 3k, so we haven't spent any money whatsoever really on getting these 2 Pokemon for the egg moves. So before we start breeding, of course, I just want to show you that I'm using a Chandelure at the front of my party here, and we have the ability of Flame Body. Now you can use any Pokemon that has Flame Body or Magma Armor, for example, and you'll see at the very top left it actually indicates that the eggs will hatch faster. So before we actually do the breed here, I'm just going to say that I want to actually carry over the special attack of 0, which may seem psycho seeing that we got 31 attack and 31 special defense, but I'm genuinely going to bring over the special attack only during this breed. And that is the pink bracelet, which is the power lens for special attack. Put that on the Cypher so we can carry that over. So one thing that's very apparent from the beginning is obviously the Gligar from the egg in the middle doesn't have the alpha status anymore, and that's because if you breed an alpha with a non-alpha, it comes out as a non-alpha, but it will keep the hidden ability. So obviously the IVs are spread between the mum and the father. And you'll notice that special attack is directly 0 because we put that power lens on, and you'll see when we breed it, it'll have Roost, Agility, Wing Attack, and Feint. And obviously Wing Attack and Feint are the egg moves from Cypher. So we're going to go ahead and breed this and keep it a female. So we're going to keep it a female, it's going to cost us 5,000, we're going to say yes, and we're just going to put it in a cheeky little Pokeball. Alright, ladies and gents, we're back. Our Gligar is obviously hatched. It's a female Gligar with the hidden ability, and it actually got a massive roll on the attack. It kept the 31 attack, and obviously we kept the special attack being 0 on purpose, and now it's just going to go ahead and breed with a Shuckle for Power Trick. Before we breed, then obviously what I am going to do, and this is genuine, I'm going to actually keep the attack instead of the special attack being 0. I'm going to keep the 31 attack on this Gligar because I feel like going for a 0 special attack Pokemon will be way cheaper than it would be to go for a 31, so we're going to go for that instead. So in hindsight, I did kind of waste a bracer that I didn't need to spend, and that was to get the 0 special attack. I mean, who knows, we could roll the 0 again. But we're going to put these two in, and as you can see, we're going to have the guaranteed 31 attack. It's going to be a roll for special attack between 0 and 11. If we get 0, that would be fantastic. We're going to have Rock Slide, Wing Attack, Feint, and Power Trick, which are those free moves that we absolutely needed for the egg moves. So we're going to go ahead and breed these two together, and we're going to force it to be female again. So that's another 5,000 for it to be female, and we're going to chuck it in another Pokeball. Alright, ladies and gents, we're back with the Gligar once again, female level 1, and it kept the 31 attack, obviously, because we put the bracer on, and it high-rolled the special attack for some reason. Gosh, I wish it didn't, but it doesn't really matter that much. And once again, on the info tab, you can see that we've hatched it here, and that we've got all the egg moves on the special moves tab here, which not only you, but if somebody else was investigating your Gliscor, they would also see that you've put in the effort to make the complete Gligar. So there is a chance that we may actually never use these moves, but obviously you and other people can see this, and it's just nice to know that you've gone the extra mile to make sure that you've got all the egg moves. But now we're starting off with basically a 1 times 31 Gligar, and we're going to try our best to make it a 0 special attack once again, and then we're going to progress from there onwards. The main component now for all the breeding is realizing that the egg group that it's in is in the bug egg group. So we don't actually have to get a male Gligar at all to breed with this. We don't have to get a Ditto. We can get any male bug egg group and we can breed with this Gligar now. The one thing we're going to try and do is go for the advanced search. We're going to go for male gender of the bug egg group, and we're going to try and find the 0 times special attack. And the cheapest one here, as you can see, is 2k, Pinsir. So please forget from your memory that we wasted that one 10k band at the very beginning with that Cypher bringing over that special attack, and now begins the real breeding. So obviously these bands are actually 10k a pop, so if you're wondering why the money is suddenly changing at the top of the screen, it's because obviously, like I said, they're 10k a pop, so every time we put them on, we're going to be rising the money of how much this Gligar is costing us. As you can see, we're going to have 31 attack once again with 0 special attack, and it's obviously going to keep all of its egg moves. We're going to go ahead and breed, and we're going to keep it female. If you're new to this and you're wondering why we're keeping it female every time, it's because the Pokemon stays whatever the species is of the female. This only doesn't apply when you're actually breeding with a Ditto, so you could get a male Gligar and breed with a Ditto, and it would come out as a male or a female Gligar. That's the only time that actually applies, but other than that, every time you breed, the female is the egg. Alright, ladies and gents, we're back with the 31 attack and 0 special attack Gligar. Now it's time to get real technical on it. So what we're going to do now is set up around 16 Pokemon to get us at 5 times 31 and 1 times 0 IVs, without nature of course, but we're just going to do the nature last as that is the best option. So first things first, then we've opened the GTL and we're going to go to the advanced search and make sure that we're under the egg group of bug. We can click search that way. A new improvement which some of you may not know already, but Dittos have actually been added to every egg group now, because obviously they can be used, but they never used to pop up and now they do. This is an amazing addition, I just wanted to shout that out. So what we're going to do is obviously keep that one as 0 forever for everything we search for, but we're going to go for HP and type in 31 and go by lowest price. And you can see that we found a male Nincada with 7k, which has got the 0 special attack and 31 HP. So we can go ahead and buy that, and then if we pair these two together, if we open this up now, we actually only need to keep a HP band on this Nincada and an attack band on this Gligar, and they will both keep special attack as well every single time, just because they both have 0. Again, this is very undervalued on the GTL when you've got 0 special attack and 0 attack, depending on if you're an attacker or a special attacker. So obviously you can really take advantage of the market in this respect, because people really don't understand the value of the 0 of special attack or the 0 attack to be the perfect builds. So we're just going to get the rest of the mons now. Like I said, this is an attack Gligar with a HP Nincada, and those two are going to breed. We're then going to go ahead and grab one more, so 7.49. We'll just say 7.5 for this Kricketot right now. We'll grab that and put that there as well, as we're going to need a second HP. For that second HP one, we actually want a 31 defense. So we're going to go ahead and grab this Ditto here, which has 31 defense and 0 special attack, and we're going to put that with the Cricketot. On the graph that I'm looking at, we actually need another 4 defense mons, so we're just going to grab the cheapest here and be done with it. I'm going to grab this one, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. So with the first defense one that we've got extra, we need an attack, so we've got this Paris here, which is about 7k, we're grabbing that and putting that with the defense one. We need another attack one with a defense one, so we're going to grab this one, Ninjask, with 7.5, and we're going to put that with the Ditto. The next one we need with a special defense, so we're going to grab this Nincada here with special defense, 6.5k. And we need one with speed, so 7.5k for this Nincada here as well. We're going to put that with the Ditto. We just need 4 more Pokemon, and we need 2 attacking ones, so we're going to grab this 7k female Venonat there. And we're going to go ahead and grab this 9.5k Venonat there as well. We're going to grab this male special defense Paris for 7k, and we're going to put it with that Venonat there. I'm going to grab this Ditto as well, that's a good snipe, and we're going to put it with this Venonat here. So now they've all been organised in the box, just like the graph. Obviously their Pokemon are not just colours, but they're of the same principle. We've got the HP in the attack, the HP, the defense, the attack, defense, the attack, special defense, the attack, defense, the attack, special defense, the defense, special defense, the defense, and speed. So we're now just going to put the correct bands on every single Pokemon here, and it should cost us 10k per band. Alright, we've now got the correct bands on every single Pokemon in here. Now it's time to start breeding. We're going to take these 2 first, and the next 2 as well. And don't forget, we want to keep the Gligar as female, and then the other one we're going to force as male. Don't worry, obviously I'm going to give you the example of what I mean and not just say it. So we're going to go ahead with the Nincada and Gligar, this is the attack and HP. We're going to breed and say yes, we want a certain thing, we want it female. Yes for 5,000 every time we want it to be female. Yes, we want it back, and we're putting it in a Pokeball. Whilst we do that as well, we can just quickly put these 2 together, which is the HP, the defense. We can breed these and force this to be a male, and that's also 5k. And we're going to put that in a Pokeball as well. So obviously we're going to put the eggs in the box for now as well, and we've put them exactly where they were before. So the Gligar was here, the Cricketot was here with the Ditto, but obviously they're back in their place. We're going to do the same thing with the next 4. So we're going to make 1 the female and 1 the male. So once again we're going to put these 2 together, which is the attack and the defense. And we're going to make that one a male, and that's going to cost 5,000. The next one we're going to put together is the attack and the special defense, and we're going to make this one a female, and that's going to cost 5,000, and we'll put that in the ball as well. So obviously we're going to grab these next 4. Here we go once again, we're going to put these 2 together, and we're going to make these come out as a male. And the next breed together we're going to put, so that's the attack and the special defense. I forgot to tell you the other one, sorry. But this one's going to be a female as well, that's also another 5k. So the last 4 then, so we're going to grab that one, and that one, that one, and that one, and we're going to go ahead and breed the last ones. So we want the defense and the speed together, we're going to make that a male. And we want these 2 together, which is the defense and special defense, and we're going to make that one a female. So putting them back in the box, obviously you can see what we've done. We've turned the 2 into the 1, and we've put them back in the row. So what we're going to do now is just get them one by one here, and take them out like this, and make sure that we hatch them. Tiff is unfortunately going to have to sit in the box for this one, so we have more room to hatch. Alright ladies and gents, as you can see all the eggs have hatched and they've all got their respective 2 IVs across the board, and they're male and female. So what we're going to do now is just literally put them on top of each other. You heard right. So we're going to put this Cricketot with this Gligar right here. We're going to put this Venonat with this Durant right here. Nincada with Venonat as well. This Nincada with this Nincada, just like so. Hence why we obviously put them in order. We're going to now put the respective bands on these Pokemon and then start breeding them as well. Again, they're 10k each, so we'll be back when they're done. Alright, we're back, and once again we're going to grab the first 4 mons, like the Gligar, the Cricketot, and then these 2 as well. So okay, we've got the Gligar and the Cricketot, and obviously they're going to bring over their respective IVs as well, and we're going to force this to once again be a female Gligar, as that's what we're going to need to continue the species. Obviously the Durant and the Venonat, their respective IVs as well. Once again, keeping the 0 special attack every time because we started with 0 the entire time. Another 5k to force it to be male. We're going to chuck that in a Pokeball and grab the next 2. Here we go, the Nincada and the Venonat we're going to make together, and we're going to force these to be male. That's another 5k, and in a Pokeball. And then we're going to do the two Nincadas together, which we knew about as well. And we're going to force this to be female, and that's obviously a 5k as well. And now what we're going to do is grab all 4 eggs and hatch all of them, and then put them back in the PC in their respective order. Alright, and we are once again back with all the eggs hatched, and as you can see, Gligar with its 3 times 31, the Venonat with the 3 times 31, another one, and obviously Nincada as well. And obviously they're grouped together, and once again we're just going to put them on top of each other, hey yo, and then we're going to put the respective bands on said Pokemon and then rebreed. Alright, we've now added the bands, and obviously they're 10k each, so that was a good 40,000 spent on bands once again, and we're going to just drag all of them to our party once again, and we're going to quickly rebreed these. Once again, as well, I know I've said that many times now, but keep the Gligar female so we can carry on its species. And then the last 2 here, obviously we're going to make this a male as well, and these should be the last sort of breeds here. We're now going to wait for these last 2 to hatch then. Alright, ladies and gents, we are back and they have hatched, and as we go to the IVs you can see that our Gligar now has 31 HP, attack, defense, special defense, though 0 special attack, obviously very important, and obviously we don't really have speed, but the Nincada male obviously has the counterpart, which is the speed part, and no HP. So obviously we're going to put the HP band on the Gligar and the speed band on the Nincada, which is another 20k. We'll do that now. So here comes the peak point in your breeding process then. Your next breed is going to have the perfect stats that you want for your Gligar. However, you just don't know what the nature is going to come out as. You have a 1 in 16 chance to actually have the nature that you want. So my recommendation would be to keep the Gligar female just in case you don't get the correct nature. So you could in fact actually make this a female Gligar and get the perfect stats and roll the nature, which would save you so much money. However, there is a chance that you would get the wrong nature, so it's a 15 to 1 chance that you would get the wrong nature. Obviously, if you keep it female, it's going to be so much more cheaper to buy the male counterpart than what it would be if you made it male and had to buy the female counterpart. But what I would also recommend is when you make this female egg, obviously it's going to have the perfect stats, and you do have that chance for that perfect roll, you want to try and find out the best hatching location for your Pokemon. Because obviously it's going to roll the perfect stats, but if it does roll that perfect nature, you don't need to breed it again, and you just want that really nice met hatch location. Alright, so what I've actually done is put Chandelure away so that our eggs do not hatch faster. Obviously we have donator status, which does make it a bit faster, but without Flame Body or Magma Armor as well as donator status, it's not as fast. So we have put Chandelure away because the place I want to reach is the Distortion World. And if you mess that up, you won't make it, and you can hatch in the cave instead, and it's not as cool. But if there's an off chance that this rolls the correct nature, I obviously want the correct spot. Distortion World seems like a really cool place to go, so that's where we'll be heading once we get this egg. So we're speaking to the old man and we're going to put these in, and as you can see it is literally stat wise absolutely perfect. We're going to breed and we're going to force it female once again for 5k, and then we're going to take the egg, and boom, it did come out the wrong nature, but that's okay. We actually did make it to Distortion World. As you can see, we've hatched in Distortion World, which is great, and it now does have the perfect stats, but once again we are going to want that nature. If you didn't know what the best natures to go for, by the way, at the very bottom right of your screen under PvP Master Ball looking icon, you can click on that, click on PvP statistics, and you can see what people use. For instance, if we type in Gly for Gliscor and we look at it, you can see that Impish is 54% used, Jolly with 24%, Careful, and then the rest of them obviously. But Impish is the one we want to go for. So in order to actually get the Impish nature on our Gligar now, what we could do is actually breed the nature of Impish up from 16 Pokemon again, but instead of doing 5 times 31 IVs, we would do 4 times 31 IVs plus the nature, which is a whole nother hassle. What I would recommend doing though is just bringing up the GTL just to see the cheapest one you can get. Now I'm going to walk you through the steps of how I do this. So for example, the gender I'm going to make male, obviously because our Gligar is female. The egg group we want as a bug egg group. And what we're going to do for the IVs, we're going to do almost the same. So what we're going to do is 31 HP, attack, defense, special defense, speed, and we're also going to make the special attack 0 and 0 on the other side, and we're only going to make 5 of these match. What we want to do then is go to nature and look for Impish. And as you can see, the prices on these are not cheap, so we are in fact going to have to breed ourselves one up because these are ridiculous. But at least I get to show you how you can just bring a nature up as well as just IVs. So here we are then, we've got our perfect stat Gligar, but we don't have the nature, and we're definitely not paying 800k plus just to add the nature to this. So now we're going to bring up another graph of what we need to do, and this is going to cost around 400k for this specifically. So the first things first, right? So the egg group we want is bug, the nature we want is impish, and the special attack we're going to have as 0. Sorting by price, then you can see there's a female Paris here for 2000 for the 0 plus the nature. We're now going to be looking for a male bug egg group with a speed of 31 to match with it. We've got an 8k Scolipede here, which we can now put with the Paris. Because speed is the main one, we're going to switch over to female, as it will actually be cheaper to look for speed females as we go along. So we're going to need another speed female. We're going to have to pair that up with a male attack. This combi right here will do. We're going to need another one of those as well, so we'll grab this ditto right here. And once again, we'll go speed female 31. And we're going to grab this Surskit right here, and obviously that can go with the ditto. We now need speed and defense. So female speed, once again, we'll grab this Butterfree. Let's just say 9k for this Butterfree. We're going to look for a male with defense instead of speed. This 8k Trapinch will do. We now need a speed and attack, so we'll go for male attack, which is 10k. We'll now go for a speed female or a ditto. So that's another 10k. Now we need speed and defense, so we're going to go for a Spinarak here for 10k. And a male of defense, like this ditto for, let's just say 9k again. We need attack and defense. We're going to grab this ditto here for 9.5. The best thing about having the dittos is that you can search for male or female, it really doesn't matter. So we're going to grab this Coroblast for, let's just say 10k again. And the last one we need is attack and special defense. So there's Nincada right here, and that can go with the special defense Ninjask right here. Now we once again have our 16 Pokemon, and once again I'll bring up the graph as well, so you can sort of see exactly how this is working out. Obviously it's worth noting the Everstone price, because we're going to be bringing up the nature, not an IV in this breed. So Everstones, let's just say they're about 6,000 each, so we're going to be using that instead of one of the bracers for one of these breeds. So for example, this Paris right here is going to be using an Everstone and not a power bracer thing, just like the rest of them. The rest of them will be using bands. We're just going to equip that and then also put the price tag on how much this cost. Alright, so now that all the items are equipped, that's the 1 Everstone and the 15 bands that we've now put on, we will now start breeding them. So again, this Paris will be with the Scolipede, this Drapion with this Combi, and it really doesn't matter if we keep the first one female like we did with the Gligar, as it's just passing the nature. It doesn't really matter about the species, as long as we make at least one of these a female and one of these a male so that they can breed later on. So there we go, the first one we made male, the second one we've made a female, and we're going to put them back in their correct order and back on to the next ones. We're making all these male and female. Obviously they're 5,000 every single time. We've not gone over 5,000 per breed. If you're wondering why any of your breeds may be over 5,000 to choose the gender, you should absolutely check the gender ratio on their actual stats. If it's a 50-50, it's usually just 5,000 to force the breed to be a certain gender, but if you've got a ratio, for example, starter Pokemon have like a 12% female, so if you're trying to force a female, it'll cost you around 21,000 each time. There we go, then we're just doing our last one right now, and then the last thing we need to do there is just hatch all the eggs. So now they're all in their corresponding places, and once again, like I just said, we're just going to quickly hatch them and put them back as they were placed. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're finally back with all the eggs hatched, and I actually did take quite a bit of a break in between the edits of this video. But you know the drill by now, we just put them on top of each other, yes, like that. And don't forget, obviously, Paris is going to be carrying an Everstone once again, but the rest of them are going to be carrying bands. So that's 10k each, except Paris, who will be under 6k. So there we go, Everstone equipped and bands to the rest of them. Let's go and take at least 4 of them so we can start hatching them. We're going to now hatch all 4 eggs. Alright, welcome back. All the eggs are hatched, and don't ask me why the Nincada suddenly turned into a Caterpie. I definitely didn't make 2 males by accident. That definitely didn't happen. No, you didn't see it, so it didn't happen. Anyways, we're going to continue on with passing the nature on Scarpy, so we'll give him the Everstone, and on the other 3 we will give the correct bands. Now that's done, we're going to take these last 4 and make sure we definitely make 1 male and 1 female. Definitely need to do that. We would not forget. That would not happen. Definitely not. So as our Scarpy, we're actually going to keep the Scarpy as a female so that we can remember. And we're going to make the other one a male. Just like that. I'm Gonna make it male, and that's the last two, and then those can breed together, and then that should make the 4 times 31 1 times 0 natured bug type Pokemon, which we need to make male to then breed with our other Gligar. Oh, it's a bit confusing, I'm not gonna lie, but we got there in the end, and like I said, definitely didn't make a mistake. Not once, definitely did not. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, as you can see, and they have hatched. Obviously, we've kept the Impish on this female Caterpie, and on this male Caterpie, we have more IVs. So what we're going to do, obviously, once again, is put an Everstone on this Caterpie, and we're going to put the band on, which this Caterpie doesn't have, which is Special Defense in this case. So this way, we're going to have the 4 times 31 and the 1 times 0 plus the nature when we breed these two Caterpie together. And we're going to make, this is our last stage of this one, so we need to make them a male as well. As you can see, look, attack, defense, special defense, speed 31, special attack 0. Doesn't matter about HP, we are keeping the nature of Impish, so we're going to go ahead and breed. Like I said, we are going to force this to be male, as this is the next thing in the stage of breeding for our Gliscor. And he's hatched, ladies and gentlemen, Impish Caterpie with the 4 times 31, 1 times 0. So again, as I've already said, we are going to put the Everstone on the Caterpie and the power, weight, HP band on our Gligar. And we're going to go ahead and breed those two together now. Before we do that though, we are going to quickly move the Chandelier from our first spot away from the first spot so we don't have the flame body, because once again I want to try and reach the distortion world to hatch it there before it actually hatches. If you hatch in the cave, that is really unfortunate. So here it is, our final step, the 31 HP, attack, defense, no special attack. Obviously, in my opinion, it looks better to have the 0 special attack. That makes you look like you've gone the extra mile to make it the 0, right? So you got the 31 special defense, the 31 speed, all of the egg moves as well, which is absolutely amazing. And obviously we wanted the hidden ability, which is Poison Heal, obviously because it's such a great ability for Gligar. I obviously didn't want to keep the alpha status. Now some people might want to keep it, so you'll have to breed alphas only, but for me, I didn't really want the alpha status. I think it looks a bit silly when it's too big. It looks like an actual kite that you would fly around, you know? So obviously you're not going to use special attack, so 31 special attack is no different than 0 special attack. And obviously you don't need to do either of those either. But for me personally, I like to go the extra mile in making sure that if you're not going to use an attack, make it 0, you know? For me that looks more professional, more clean, and it still keeps a colour, because it's a 0 red, it's really nice, rather than having the green 31 for no reason. So we're going to go ahead and hit breed here, and you can choose whatever gender you want. Obviously, I might even just go for male, because I see most comp mons are just female only, and I would like to just be a bit different. So we're going to hit breed, and we're going to run for our lives to the distortion portal and try and get through before it hatches. We do not want it to hatch in that cave. Ladies and gentlemen, we made it. Now we can put Chandelier back up front if we want to actually make it hatch faster, but I cannot wait to see our amazing breed! Could you imagine if this popped shiny? That would be incredible. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, there is, in my opinion, the perfect Gligar or Gliscor. You've got the impish nature, you've got the absolute perfect IVs. Again, in my opinion, I prefer the 0 special attack. It probably cost me a bit more to do the special attack than what it would have if I just avoided special attack altogether, because there are people who build builds out there who go like 17 special attack. They don't care about it, you know, they don't bother doing the 31 or the 0. I just wanted to go the extra mile. And obviously we wasted a bit more dosh trying to get all of the egg moves. So we've got power trick, feint, and wing attack. And again, we probably will never use that, but it is on the information tab. If you hover over the special moves, you and all your friends and anyone else who looks at your Gligar or Gliscor can see that you've put in the effort and you've absolutely min-maxed everything you could possibly do for your Gligar. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope the price isn't too bad post-edit, and I hope to see you on another video another time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that business, and I'll see you on another video, guys. See ya!